Hi everyone, so today I wanted to talk about regret and some of my tips to reduce regret and not have regrets with the things you purchase. My first tip is to give it time. If you find something that you think you want to buy, give it at least a few days, preferably longer, maybe a week, to think about it and then see if you still want to purchase it. I think quite often that initial excitement of finding something new and wanting to buy it disappears pretty quickly, and you can be more rational and logical about that purchase. And at least for me, I will usually realize that I don't really want that thing anymore, which just shows me that I didn't really want it all that much or need it in the first place. Now, you can't do this with everything. For example, if you're thrift shopping or buying secondhand where there's only one of that item, if you wait a long time, there's a good chance that it will not be there anymore. But I think if you can give it some time, it's a really great way to cut down on regrets. My second tip is to only shop sales with a specific item in mind. Now, in general, I like to keep a wish list of items that I'm looking for so that I don't buy random impulsive things. And this is especially important with sales because sales can be really tempting. People like a good deal, and the item feels a lot more worth it if you can get it at half of its regular price. And the worst sales are the buy one, get one kind of sales where you feel like you have to take the free product because it's free. Sales are designed to make us want to buy things. So I think only buying things that you already know that you want and are looking for is the best way to cut down on those impulse sale purchases. My third tip is to buy things that work for your current life. And what I mean by that is it's very easy to shop for your ideal life, but then you might end up with things that you don't really use. Some examples of this are buying maybe a formal party dress when you don't go a lot of events or have any formal events coming up. Buying specialty kitchen equipment for something that you've never made and you don't really cook all that much. And this is a big one that happens in January, and that's buying exercise equipment even though you don't have a routine of working out at home. Ask yourself when and how often you can realistically see yourself using something. And I'm not saying don't have goals or that you're not going to accomplish these things that maybe you want to have in your life or to do, but I think often you probably need less things than you think you do. I find it's better to just start doing the thing and then buy the stuff that you might need for it as you find you need it, instead of buying everything at the beginning. So for example, if you want to cook more, start by working with whatever you already have, and you'll get a much better sense of the kinds of dishes you might like to make and what you need for it, instead of going out and buying all kinds of kitchen equipment and gadgets. If you want to exercise at home more, start with no equipment exercises. There are lots of things you can do that don't require any equipment, and then if you find you could really use certain items, you can get them as you need them. And if you want to go out and go to events more, start doing that and then see if you actually need more formal clothes. So it's just a little switch in thinking. So instead of buying all the stuff that you might need for something, just start doing it, make do with what you have, and then see if there's anything that you actually need. My fourth tip is to read reviews and gather information, and this is especially important if you're shopping online and you can't actually see or inspect the item. And ideally look for reviews on different sites, not just the site that you want to buy the product from, so hopefully you can get more objectivity. Now, reviews aren't always available, but I think getting as much information as you can about the item, that it's good quality, that it's going to do what you want it to, definitely helps with minimizing regrets. And my fifth tip, of course I need to talk about this, is buy from companies that align with your values. You don't want to purchase from a company and then find out that they're known for using child labor or something like that. Now, this is difficult to research because there is an overall lack of transparency, but it's about trying your best, and there are some good places that you can find information. Project Just is one that I really recommend for clothes. They condense a lot of the information available to give you a nice overview with some of the pros and cons of different brands. There are some different ethical consumer rating sites, and also read through the company's social responsibility, sustainable policies, labor policies, and ask questions if there's anything that's not really clear or maybe pretty vague. I actually have a video on researching brands, which I will link in the cards if you're interested in that. But like I said, it's about trying your best, and it's important to have knowledge about where your money's going, so ideally you can support companies that align with your values. So those are my top 5 tips on how to not regret a new purchase, and I would love to hear in the comments if you have any other tips or if there's things you do to minimize regrets. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much to those of you supporting me on Patreon, and I will see you in the next one.